Hello everybody, happy Wednesday I think, and I hope I put this up today. I just finished doing a Saint Germain part 2 for my other channel, Danny Shay Journey. That'll be below this video. I'll put it in. And it's more of a deep dive into the spiritual aspect of ascended masters and the seven flames, and Saint Germain is part of the violet flame, and so it goes into more of that. But so this is part 2. Part 1 was with Diana Bowles, and she and I dug really deep, mainly her, way deep into who Saint Germain was. And I know who Saint Germain is from Mount Shasta, but he was never somebody that I really connected with spiritually. So I wanted to dig more into that, and it took me down a rabbit hole, and I get into that on my on the other channel, which is not a non-political channel. And it took me down this rabbit hole, and I scratched the surface again. So, but today on this channel, this political channel, I want to see what Saint Germain has to say about this current time. Now, let me back up and talk a little bit about why would I ask Saint Germain about the U.S. political landscape. Well, number one, Saint Germain, as reported via channels and channeling and stuff like that, that one of his past lives was Christopher Columbus, where he brought the East and West. He brought Europe to the Americas full time, or something like that. Full time, yeah. He brought them together, so it's never going to go away. Because there were certain times when people would come to the Americas, but they weren't like permanent inhabitants. Well, we're now permanent inhabitants. And I wonder, I go back and I think and I go, did you make a mistake there? If you had to do it again, what would you do? Would you do it different? Maybe. So anyway, also that he was around during the signing of the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. Here's what it says. It says, Saint Germain is closely associated with the founding fathers. With the founding of the United States. He's a patron of freedom, as Saint Germain is considered the spiritual sponsor of the United States. I did not know that. How many MAGA people know that? So the spiritual sponsor of the United States, guiding its birth as a nation of freedom. Okay, I'm going to just keep reading, because if I go squirrel, we'll never get done. Influence on the founding fathers. Some writings say he appeared to the founding fathers in spirit or a disguise, and inspired the drafting of both the Declaration of Independence, 1776, and later the Constitution. And Diana and I went all over this, but I'm just recapping a little bit. So the mysterious stranger legend is that during the signing of the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, an unknown man gave a fiery speech urging them to sign, and then vanished. Oh my gosh. So some traditions say, hey, that was Saint Germain. All right. Keeper of the flame of freedom. So, is that the violet flame? With New Age movements, Saint Germain is called the ascended master of the new age of the Aquarius. Not of the Aquarius, the new age of Aquarius. And the patron of democracy, freedom, and individual rights, which link directly to the U.S. Constitution. So, the violet flame is one of transmutation, transformation, and its main qualities: freedom, diplomacy, science, the true alchemy. Transmutation, transformation. So what I want to look at in the cards, in case people get confused, for entertainment only, we are not confused anymore. Okay, what does Saint Germain have to say to us at this particular time in our polarized society of the United States, where it feels like, we could be splitting apart and just breaking into different factions? Maybe it's a civil war like people are talking about. And hopefully no guns or any of that. But maybe, California and Oregon and Washington split off, and I don't know. What does he have to say? So if he were to transmute and transfigure and transform the United States, knowing what he knows now in spirit, what would he ask us to do? The first card that I pulled from my Angels and Ancestors deck was this, the Hermit. And this is retreat and recharge. And this is what Saint Germain was reminding me when I was doing the research: retreat and recharge. And then I hear what I've been saying a lot: step away from the news. I hear it with other YouTubers that I listen to, and I don't listen to many, very few. They say you can turn off the channel right now. Not me, not now, but okay, you can turn me off too. Psychic Duck goes, no, hell no, don't turn me off. Okay, say hello to Psychic Duck, everybody. Hello, everybody, this is going to be really good, so stick with it. Okay, Psychic Duck says stick with it. So, retreat and recharge. When we retreat, when we recharge, we get to play on the web of creation. We get to transmute, transfigure, and transform some of the vibrations on this web of creation. So I'm just going to stick this back in its pile, and let's see how it works. Here's the 3 decks that I have 4 decks. I have a regular tarot deck, and I have 3 oracles. Let's look at Return of Spirit. What does Return of Spirit have to say with from Saint Germain? If we tap into the spirit, the essence of this violet flame, so we don't have to buy. Okay, I'm just going off the top of my head. We don't have to buy into all of the past lives if we don't get it, right? And, so my wife thinks we're going to die and we're dead. That's it. I had a really good friend in high school. Die, dead, done. Me, I think die, get into spirit world. We get to decide if we want to come back. This philosophy says die, review. How'd you do? You want to come back? Yeah. You want to come back to lead and help humanity? Yes. Well, and a lot of us are doing that. A lot of us are here with this ascension process in the age of Aquarius. So, however that is, however that works for you, what does, and I lost my train of thought, what does Saint Germain, no, not Saint Germain, the violet flame, the essence of that awareness, of those incarnations where you learn one after another lifetimes and become representative in the violet flame. I'm trying to make this as non-secular as I can. Secular as I can. What does the message of the violet flame have as a beacon for the United States of America? If that violet flame was around during the Declaration of Independence, the U.S. Constitution, and they ask us to get quiet, to be the hermit, to retreat. Think of Buddha. What's the message? 3 cards. Up. Thank you. Up. Well, at least we're not going down, we're going up. Ascension. Okay. Return of spirit. What's the message? Up. Looks like a spaceship. Return of spirit. Take flight. Okay. So with these 3 cards, we get a lot of images. We get a lot of ways to, we could, what does up mean? What is return of spirit? We lost something. We're going to get it back. What does that mean? Take flight. Go. Don't, for me, it's like don't wallow in the negativity of it all. That's what I get. I'd love to hear what you guys say. Please put your comments below. What does angels and ancestors have to say? And then at the end, I'm going to do a full spread with tarot on the state of and where it's going from the perspective of Saint Germain in the violet flame. So let's just see. Anything else that you want to add to this Saint Germain? Hold the space. Druid, hold the space. It feels like, I mean, to me, when I woke up this morning, I go, something's shifting, something is shifting. I keep feeling that in my bones, something shifting. And you know who I think is at the, I did a personal reading just for me on where are we going with it? And guess who was at the base? Guess who was at the base of the reading? Yeah, the lotus. Exchange energy to create abundance, this trading card. And this is where that transmutation, transfiguration comes in. When we go into the dark night of the soul, we need to take that energy and shift it and change it and we can't discard it because it's part of us. So we have to change it and transmute it and trade it into an abundant energy. Ah, I love this snake. You know, you're being a snake, aren't you? Yeah, I'm shedding my old skin that no longer serves me. I'm transforming it into, it's going to be a little soft, right? We're not going to have our protections on so much. And shedding old skin as a snake, the eyes get a covering. I mean, the whole snake sheds its skin from the top of the head over its eyes down, right? So right before it sheds, the eyes become really milky and they can't see. And it's a little scary. And I kind of feel that's where we are. All right, Shaman's Dream deck. Shaman's Dream. What do you have to say? Shaman's Dream. Ooh, a tidy house. Clarity and organization. All right. A tidy house. What do you guys think? Kind of shedding old skin. Tidy house. You're looking at stuff and you go, oh, damn, I got to get rid of this. Organization. Just get everything reorganized. I look at my desk with all my crystals, and then I got, what? I got tape on my desk. What's tape doing on my desk? PsychicDuck, did you do that? No. And then, and then I put it. I want to just toss it. Okay. Yeah, it's time for that. What does that mean in the U.S.? Hopefully, that we're going to reorganize things. If it was a U.S. thing, time to reorganize. Time to clean up. Ooh. We have the Stranger. Why did I think of Saint Germain when I pulled this? This is that stranger that came in during the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. He came in and then disappeared. Stranger. Curiosity. And he's creating something with light in this deck, in this card. See that? That's so cool. I remember being a kid and you would get a light wand and you would do that with it and make figure eights and all that. People draw with lights. Just opening up the aperture and set the shutter speed to bulb wide open, like 10 seconds or 30 seconds, and draw magic. You could do it with your phone, any kind of light. Stranger, curiosity. This guy's creating something out of a mental image. And the last card we're going to pull on this before we go, Empty Well. Time to replenish. That was the first card we got, Hermit. Recharge. Okay. At the base, gathering around community. Yeah. Okay. So, what does Saint Germain have to say about the pathway of the U.S. as it stands right now? Okay, I just tidied up my table a little bit, got rid of some cards, got rid of Scotch tape. What does Saint Germain have to say about the future direction of the United States? If he is the patron of freedom, as it said, I believe, let me double check, make sure I get the right words to that. Come on now. Yep, patron of freedom. Yeah, flame of freedom. What does Saint Germain have to say about the future of the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution? What does he have to say? I immediately heard, I'm pissed at the Supreme Court. I don't think he'd use that word. I may not have been in the zone. All right. We could ask him about the Supreme Court. But it goes back to the first two questions. You got to get quiet, got to recharge, got to drop into that empty well to be able to hear true things. Because we can get on the surface and then we're not really hearing true things. What does Saint Germain have to say about the future of the United States in this incarnation? Is it going to stay? Is it going to change? Ah, looky there. The Hierophant. I think I'm going to drop this down. I don't think I have any naked pictures here. What does Saint Germain have to say about this current time frame? Well, he wants to talk about the government, the violet flame, and how it's under a lot of stress. I hope you all can see that pretty well. 9 of Wands. Let me see if I can kick some light on. No, that may help. I'm not sure. 9 of Wands. The guy's, knocked down. He's not out. It's not the 10 of Swords. He's just kind of beat up. Doesn't know where to go. His options are limited. He can stand up and fight. Or he can go the other way. Anyway, he's down, not out. The government. At the base of the reading, what we are marinating in is a celebration, is coming together. In the Rider-Waite deck, this has the White House behind it, and it's could be a false celebration, but this is a coming together of something. And there's 4 factions coming together. In the past, as it relates, is the Death card. This is, I love this card in the Light Seers Tarot, because it's death and rebirth. And it says it on there. So it's like, yeah, you're going through a change for a rebirth. And I mean, that's what it means. I just like that it says it on there. It adds a little bit extra vibration. We have new information coming. And this is my Bam Bam card. Dragon energy, strong, powerful information coming. And if we don't pay attention to it, it's going to kind of knock us on the head. This is wild new information. And for this guy, how much more can he take? That's us. How much more can we take? We can take one more. May I have another, sir? And we get the King of Wands. In the potential near future. The King of Wands. Bringing forth calm. Bringing forth wisdom. Power in its wisdom and knowledge that brings forth. Internal position is the 7 of Pentacles. Kind of reaping what you sow a little bit. This is also tending to our projects. She seems happy in what she's getting. So if we, in the potential near future, get a leader that is going to be able to manage the information that we get. And this is also, could be votes, harvesting votes. Is some information going to be coming out about the votes? I don't know. We'll see. What does the Violet Flame have to say? We have the Knight of Cups, bringing forth an offer. Could be the knight in shining armor. The knight in, boy, he's got such accoutrement. He's got winged dragonfly, winged seahorses, sea dragons. Yeah, just, I want to be him. So cool. All right, hopes and fears. We get the moon card. Full moon, secrets. Coming to the surface, making us a little crazy. Yeah, so is that the hope we get more, or is that the fear that we're going to get more? Our hope is that that's going to stop, because it feels like we're in this constant cycle of moon energy. Just more things coming out of the surface, more things coming out of the surface. Kind of like this Ace of Wands. Just bam, 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 more, more, more. And the final outcome is Eight of Swords, restriction. Not being able to move, restricted, tied up, not being able to see. This is like the Two of Swords card. But in the Two of Swords, you can see through the blindfold and the swords are sticking up. So she's just, ooh, here's what I noticed. Look at what she has in her hand. It's still a light. It's gold. She still has the spark within her, even though she feels not being able to move, not being able to see. In her heart space, in her hands, she is holding the golden light. We get the Knight of Wands coming in with new information, maybe from overseas. And we get new King energy, calming energy. So it feels like he's saying, just stay the course, stay in a heart space, hold that light. We have new information coming that's going to be bringing us a calm. I'm going to keep going with this a little bit. We have information coming from overseas, and we have standing on the hill as a winner. Ah, little alchemy. Saint Germain is known for his alchemy and little wisdom. So what does he want us to say here? One more. We get the Queen of Wands. New information coming from a queen. We get a lot of, we got, did we get the King of Wands? I can't remember now. Knight? Yeah. King, Knight, Queen. Yeah, we got a lot of wands coming. A lot of information coming. At the base of the reading, we have new way forward, Page of Wands. Defending oneself, certainly. We have justice coming. Yay. And love this. Ten of Cups. This is my Democratic card, and it has world implications. High Priestess. More alchemy with this High Priestess cards. So what I'm getting with this is stay in the light. Hold the light as hard as it is, as tight, as difficult it is to be beat down with that Nine of Wands, just beat down in the restriction of the Eight of Swords. Hold the light. Hold the light. Why hold the light? Because King of Cups is coming. We've got new news. possibly from overseas. And secrets are going to be coming out. All right, that's it. That's just what I want to do, just short and sweet. That was his message. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. Appreciate you all. Peace and love.